Hi everybody, Chip here. I was laying there on the couch a little while ago playing Call of Duty Black Ops, and when you first start playing Black Ops, you know you only have a limited number of classes you can play with until you level up. And I never really played with those default classes, not all that much or for any amount of time. Now, I'm not a big handgun fan when it comes to gameplay anyway, so I'd never realized it. But one of the very first default classes you get when you start playing, there's a handgun in there called the ASP. And a lot of people may not have ever heard of it because there was only, I believe, maybe 500-600 of them made. The ASP is based on the Smith & Wesson Model 39-2, and what I thought was so neat about it is I just happened to own one. And I figured I'd just make a video and to show you exactly what you guys are playing with online. And if you're a gun nut like me, then hey, take a look. You may not have ever seen one yourself. But I'm going to pan the camera down a little bit. That way I'm not holding the gun up in front of my face to show everybody. So here it is. You might recognize it. It's the Smith & Wesson Model 39-2 ASP. The ASP is not the name of the gun. The ASP is actually the company that did the modifications to the original Smith & Wesson 39-2. ASP is the same company that makes the ASP batons that you see a lot of police carrying. They really did some heavy modification to this gun. These guns came out, I believe, in 1969 or 1970 originally. These were the first automatics that were popular for concealed carry. Special forces, undercover law enforcement, stuff like that. Up until that point, most law enforcement agencies carried revolvers, or the military carried 1911s. So this kind of filled that niche, you know, when a lot of law enforcement agencies were first transitioning over to automatics. Now, right away, you see the major differences are the clear grips, and I'll show you why. The magazines on these are cut away. You can see the spring right up the center there, and they modified the magazines. They cut the sides out, and they put the pinky rest on them, or bumper, whatever you want to call it. And I'll show you one. Here's one that's loaded up. Now you can see the rounds up the side of it. Excuse me. And the purpose there was, as I'll show you, the magazine holds 7 rounds. And through the grips you can see at least 5. Now you know when you're firing that when this follower disappears, when you can't see any more rounds, there's 2 rounds left. There's the one just below the chamber getting ready to be loaded in, and there's the one in the chamber. And that was the purpose for that. It's kind of novel because, I mean, I don't think in a firefight you're going to tip the gun on the side to look at the number of rounds in it, but I'm going to pull that out just for safety's sake. And just to show everybody, it is empty. You can see the pin coming out the other end. Unlike most Smiths, this is not ambidextrous safety. The safety is only on the right hand side. Some of the other modifications they made were every corner is rounded. I mean, this thing is as smooth as can be, and you'll notice there is no front sight on it. And the purpose for that is, I'm going to show you, please keep in mind, you did just see me stick a pen down the barrel. There is nothing in this gun, because I do have to rotate it towards myself, is the sighting system called the gutter snipe. It's an all one-piece sight. I don't know if you can see it from the top. Right here, there's no front sight up here at all. So there's nothing to snag on clothing, holsters, you know, inside, wearing it inside the waistband, stuff like that. But that's the major modifications. I'm going to point at the camera so you can see it. They did also narrow down the trigger guard, I mean by half. This is, you know, very, well, you can see how thick it is back here and where they cut it out here. I'm not exactly sure of the purpose why that was done, whether it was just to save weight. I don't notice any real difference in grip between it and any other handgun with a full-size trigger guard on it. But there's that. It had a unique coating for the day. This is Teflon coated. I'm talking the same Teflon that's in a frying pan. It's very thick. I don't know exactly how hard or how tough it is. This gun was carried by my grandfather from the time it was introduced and he bought it to the time he retired, and I obtained it when he passed away. Like I said, there's only 500 of these made. I don't know what the value of this gun is. If anybody could chime in and let me know what it's worth, I'm pretty certain I'm not willing to part ways with it for sentimental reasons. But I just want to know for my own information. I've had other Smith & Wessons in the past, and I noticed that one thing I do like immensely about this compared to other Smith & Wessons, and I won't carry a Smith & Wesson just for this purpose, is you notice right now there's no magazine in it. Most modern Smith & Wessons will not fire with the magazine in, and I don't particularly care for that. If I have a round in the chamber and I want to change magazines, I want to be able to fire that round in the chamber. That safety was just a political BS. It's a lawsuit safety is all it is. But you notice on this one that safety, and if you open the gun up, you can see it. The safety was originally manufactured by Smith & Wesson on this gun, was removed. So, I mean, I can fire it without the magazine in there. I don't know much else to say about the gun. I'm just giving you a rundown of what I know about it. But like I said, it's not very common you ever get to see one. Well, now you can say you've seen one. If anybody's got any input for me, feel free to drop me a line. You got my email on here. There was something else I wanted to say, but I'm kind of having a catastrophic brain fart at the moment and can't think about it. I have fired this gun. Believe it or not, I had a 45 caliber Smith & Wesson, a 45-16, that did not kick as hard as this gun. I don't know if it's the way that it's all sprung up internally or what, but this gun does pack a bit of recoil with it, even with just Walmart rounds. I'm not talking plus P or anything like that. And you probably noticed when I pulled the slide back that the springs in this are very, very stiff compared to most any other handgun that I own. But I figured y'all would like to see it, and I'd really like to know some more about it if anybody's got some more information. I have all the original paperwork to it, but I still don't know exactly how many were made, and what I'd really like to know is if there's anybody that still does this Teflon coating, because I really, they say having guns refinished depreciates the value, but I really would like to restore this to factory condition. It'll probably need some new grips too. They're kind of scratched up. Like I said, my grandfather was a police officer, and he carried this every day. So I mean, it's got the dings and dents from where he sat down in chairs and banged it against the chair rails and the such, and seat belts and everything else. But if anybody else got that information for me, hey, pass it along. But I just figured y'all like to see it. You guys have a good one.